In the company vote for the promotion to director, Liam cast the deciding vote for Olivia. Olivia was his ex-girlfriend. A month ago, when Olivia joined the company, rumors of them getting back together started to fly. I asked Liam why he had voted for Olivia. He raised an eyebrow, his tone casual. Because she's more capable than you are. My nose tingled with the sting of unshed tears. Liam, I'm your girlfriend. She's your ex-girlfriend, he said. I won't show favoritism to anyone, even though we're in a relationship. This is the workplace, and ability is what matters. Without hesitation, I broke up with him and submitted my resignation. On the plane out of the city, I received countless missed calls from Liam. Rumors about Liam were swirling in the company break room. I stood to the side, feigning disinterest, listening as my colleagues described the gossip with vivid detail. I heard he's still hung up on her. Inside scoop. Liam and his old flame are definitely getting back together. Hearing this, I thought to myself, so this is how rumors start. Liam and I had been dating for 2 years. Never publicly. Just last night, we were in the same bed. How could he possibly be getting back together with his ex? With a latte in hand, I walked back to my desk. Even there, my colleague, Maya, was still chattering on about Liam and his ex. I think her name is Olivia. They say she's starting this month. Don't you guys think this is huge? Hearing the name, I froze. A year ago, Liam had gotten drunk, and a few words had tumbled from his throat. He had hoarsely called out a name I'd never heard before. Maya nudged me. Do you think Liam will get back together with Olivia? My mind was a jumble. I suddenly realized the name Liam had called out a year ago was Olivia. The muffled sound became crystal clear. I shook my head. I'm not sure. I tried to focus back on my work. When it was time to leave, Liam was leaving too. Our eyes met. His gaze was as cool and indifferent as ever. At the office, we always acted like strangers. None of our colleagues ever suspected our relationship. We squeezed into the same elevator. In the confined space, the person I had been so intimate with last night was now a stranger. When we first got together, I would sometimes see him blush and his chest heave when we were in a crowd. But he always managed to maintain a cool, self-possessed demeanor. The elevator reached the first floor. Liam strode out with his long legs and left. In public, we never exchanged a single word. He didn't hesitate, just walked straight ahead. In that moment, I felt a vast distance between us. Maya shook my arm. I'm so curious. What kind of woman could capture a man like Liam? I smiled but didn't say anything. Come on. Or well, miss the subway. She snapped back to reality and pulled me into a run. The day I met Olivia, she wasn't what I had imagined. She wasn't the decisive, go-getter type. She was gentle, spoke softly, and greeted everyone with a smile. I'm looking forward to working with all of you. I hope you'll all take good care of me. After speaking, she gave a slight bow. Our eyes met. Her gaze was bright, seemingly harmless. The office quieted down as everyone returned to work. Liam's assistant called Olivia away. After she left, the group chat lit up. Damn, is Liam that protective of his girl? She just got here and she's already been called into his office. Is this Liam's way of showing our department who's boss? After reading the messages, I was about to put my phone away when another notification came in. I arrived at his office. Liam sat in his chair, long legs crossed, head down, dealing with documents. There's a promotion opportunity on the 1st of next month. The assessment is a new project proposal. I nodded in acknowledgement, until he said, the candidates are you and Olivia. When I heard him say her name, I tried to catch a flicker of emotion on his face, but it remained expressionless. On my way back to my desk, I received the project theme from Assistant Chin. Olivia proactively added me as a contact and struck up a conversation. Hey, I heard from Liam. You're my competition this time. I've seen your past proposals. They're very impressive. A slight smile touched my lips. Oh, really? Thanks. She extended a hand, the corners of her eyes crinkling. She looked completely innocuous. It's a pleasure to be your colleague. It's a pleasure to be your colleague too. Perhaps she knew about my relationship with Liam. I worked tirelessly for several nights on this promotion, often until the early hours of the morning. Liam appeared behind me without a sound. His cool voice suddenly broke the silence. Not planning on sleeping, I yawned softly. Just about to. A question popped into my head, and I turned to him. Liam. He looked at me. Will you give me an inside track? He suddenly became serious, his hand leaving my waist. He looked down at me, his eyes dark. Chloe, the company's evaluation and procedures are always fair. I knew what he meant. He wouldn't. I felt a small sense of relief. At least it would be a fair competition between Olivia and me. I continued working on the proposal while he stared intently at his computer, quickly handling work messages. During a break, I scrolled through my social media feed. From Olivia's posts, I could see she was a vibrant, optimistic person. She often shared videos of cats and dogs, along with her daily complaints. Perhaps it was because of her past relationship with Liam that I paid her so much attention. And it seemed Olivia was paying attention to me too. She liked one of my posts from a year ago, then quickly unliked it. I looked up and met Liam's gaze. His eyes were as deep and calm as ever. For a moment, I was lost in them. The next day at work, Olivia and I met at the elevator. We smiled at each other but didn't speak. A strange tension hung in the air. She exuded an energetic vibe. Maya whispered in my ear, I get it now. Liam likes the energetic, youthful type. Not like me. We're the same age. But this stupid job has aged me 10 years. I've basically skipped a decade of my life. I often saw Liam and Olivia walking together at the office. The first time I came face-to-face with them was in the elevator. The two of them stood in the small, enclosed space. Liam leaned his tall frame against the wall, while Olivia held a stack of files. I paused when I saw them, hesitating to get in. A sour feeling rose in my throat. Olivia smiled and greeted me. Chloe, come on in. Liam looked at me without a word. His expression was calm, as if he were looking at a stranger. I could feel a subtle hostility from Olivia, a sense of purpose. At that moment, I wanted to demand, am I really your girlfriend? Finally, Liam's deep voice asked, not coming in. Inside, Olivia chatted freely with Liam. I stood to the side, listening. It felt like she was asserting her dominance over me. Back at my desk, Maya sidled up to me. I just saw Liam and Olivia in the elevator. Do you think they were secretly making out, doing some rated stuff? I slowly turned and smiled. You should probably throw out that pile of romance novels. If he knew you were fantasizing about him like that, he'd probably fire you first. Maya grumbled. He's not that petty, is he? Can't a girl dream? When Olivia returned, a few delivery guys were behind her. Liam's treating our department to some dessert, she announced. You've all been working so hard. The group chat exploded, and everyone's gossipy eyes were on Olivia. We're about to have a first lady of the company. Haha. The future Mrs. CEO is bringing us treats. Is this the perk of having the boss old flame in our department? These desserts are not cheap. Like hundreds per person. I just saw Liam and Olivia in the same elevator, and it was just the two of them. Olivia personally handed me a dessert. Thank you, I said softly. That evening, it started to rain. I was about to text Liam. Hey, it's raining. I want to go home with you. I looked up and saw two figures in the rain. Liam's tall, handsome figure held an umbrella. He tilted it towards Olivia. The rain didn't touch her. His own shoulder was soaked. The shirt clung to his skin. A wave of bitterness washed over me. I deleted the message. Soon, a picture of Liam and Olivia in the rain was posted in the group chat. So atmospheric. The chat went wild again. It felt like a tiny needle had pricked my heart. The black car drove away. My taxi arrived. I got home before Liam. His hair was a little damp, his left shoulder soaked through. I glanced at him and looked away. What did you send me just now? He asked. I took a sip of water and shook my head. Nothing. Sent it by mistake. He came out of the shower with just a towel around his waist. The muscles of his torso defined. A wave of heat radiated from him as he approached. His warm hands rested on my waist. I took a step back. I just remembered. I haven't finished my proposal. I'm going to the study. The desire in his eyes slowly faded, the corners of his eyes lifting. Our proposals were submitted privately to the person in charge, who then sent them to the various leaders for review. The final decision was made by a vote. We could choose to be anonymous or public. I knew the company. I had been here for 3 years. I was confident I would get the promotion, until the result landed in my inbox. MS. Chloe, we regret to inform you that your promotion was unsuccessful. Please do not be discouraged. Thank you for your 3 years of support to Phone Corporation. My mind went blank. In my 3 years here, I had gone from a fumbling newcomer to someone who could handle any task with ease. My 3 years couldn't compare to Olivia's 1 month. The moment I saw the message, my nose tingled, and my eyes welled up. I quickly glanced around and wiped the tears away. There had been times when I hit a wall at work and just wanted to hug Liam and cry in his arms. I knew it wouldn't solve anything, but I just needed to cry, to feel comforted. I had seen Olivia's presentation. She had sent it to me herself, asking for my feedback. I had pointed out that it didn't fit the theme or the company's philosophy. Olivia was undoubtedly skilled, but she had only been here for a month. In terms of seniority, she shouldn't have been ahead of me. I resisted the urge to storm into Liam's office. Until I got home, the news had already spread in the group chat. I really thought Chloe had this promotion in the bag. I can't believe she lost to Olivia. Inside scoop. The deciding vote was cast by Liam for Olivia. My eyes stung, and I wanted to cry again. Maya sent me a message to comfort me. Even if she is the future Mrs. CEO, she can't just steal someone's job like that. She's already the boss girl. Why not just get appointed as director? Why make you a stepping stone? This is just bullying. I wiped my tears and replied with a smile. I'm fine. Until Liam walked in. The tears started streaming down my face again. He had seen every late night I had spent on that proposal. He had woken up in the middle of the night to find me still in the study. My voice trembled, laced with a sob. Liam, why didn't you vote for me? He looked at me, his eyes calm. Because her proposal was better than yours. The ache in my heart was unbearable. But Liam, she's your ex-girlfriend. I'm your girlfriend. His eyes were dark, unreadable. He enunciated each word. Chloe, because she's more capable than you are. And I won't show favoritism to anyone. Even though we're in a relationship. This is the workplace. And ability is what matters. I looked at him. Our eyes met. And I realized this man I had shared a bed with for 2 years was a complete stranger. Liam, you never liked me. Not even a little bit. The rumors of him and Olivia were flying around the office. I took a deep breath, trying to control my emotions. Let's break up. Liam's usually placid eyes showed a flicker of fear. He grabbed my arm. Chloe, calm down. I ran out the door. Liam called me many times. I rejected them all. The next day, I ran into him and Olivia at the elevator again. The rumors were already rampant. I stood outside the elevator, our eyes meeting. Olivia smiled and greeted me. Chloe, the elevator next to them opened, and I walked into it. Liam rushed out. As he did, the doors of his elevator were closing, leaving only a small gap. I smiled at him. Liam's brow furrowed. When I got to my office, he came in. He was tense, standing by my desk for a long time. I stood up. Mr. Fong, is there something I can help you with? His eyes were fixed on me. Come to my office. All right, I replied softly. He took a few steps, then paused and looked back. Aren't you coming? I didn't want to be alone with him, nor did I want to be in the same elevator. I forced a smile. You go ahead, Mr. Fong. He was taken aback for a moment before he left. A while later, he told me very seriously, Chloe, Olivia's proposal was better than yours in both design and creativity. You should accept your defeat. I nodded. I understand, Mr. Fong. But what hurt was his ambiguous relationship with his ex. That ambiguity made me feel insecure. Everyone was saying they were getting back together. My heart ached. If there's nothing else, I'll be going now. His Adam's apple bobbed. He seemed to want to say something but closed his mouth. Finally, a few words escaped. Chloe, she is capable. I clenched my fists so hard my knuckles turned white. As I passed Assistant Chen's office, I heard them discussing Olivia's proposal. I stopped. Olivia's proposal was really good. The more I listened, the more familiar it sounded. Her proposal was identical to my first draft. Even the general template of the presentation was the same. A different image flashed through my mind. Olivia had stolen my proposal. I turned and went back to Liam's office. Mr. Fong, I demand to see the security footage and a review of the decision. I took out my first draft. Olivia stole my design proposal. A faint, disbelieving smile touched Liam's lips. His narrow eyes looked at me with a hint of disappointment. He shook his head gently. His tone was indifferent. Chloe, a loss is a loss. Don't be emotional and accuse her like this. I laughed. A little angry. So you think I'm falsely accusing her? Liam didn't speak, but his expression was the answer. When I returned to my desk, I was shivering. The office air conditioning felt colder than ever. Listening to my colleagues' gossip, my mind went blank. I heard Liam and Olivia started a business together back in the day. They went through a lot together. That's why he trusts her so much. Liam's every action today told me he trusted Olivia. I started looking for apartments online. During my break, I met with an agent and saw a few places. I quickly made a decision. When I got back to the office, Maya told me Liam had been looking for me. I ignored it until it was almost time to leave. Liam stood silently in front of my desk. I was staring at a job offer on my computer screen. His tall figure blocked some of the light. I slowly looked up, puzzled. Mr. Fong, what is it? I read his lips. He was saying, I'm taking you home. I suddenly found it amusing. In 2 years of dating, this was the first time he was taking me home. And it was because we were fighting. But we had already broken up. I needed to make that clear. And since we had, I didn't want any of my colleagues to know about our relationship. We got together quietly. And we would break up quietly. I looked around furtively and slipped into his car. He frowned. Did you steal something? I quickly closed the door. No. I'm just afraid someone will see us together and get the wrong idea. His gaze sharpened. His voice was cool, with a hint of ice. Chloe, I'm your boyfriend. Boyfriend. I smiled. We broke up yesterday. Remember. If you forgot, I'll remind you again. After a moment of silence, he said, stop fooling around. His lips curved into a faint smile, as if he didn't believe I was serious. I looked into his narrow eyes and said earnestly, Liam, I'm not fooling around. We went back to his place. As I was about to start packing, his phone rang. His eyes were on me. I noticed his gaze as I knelt on the floor. I looked up. His eyes held a mix of worry and hesitation. After he hung up, he said, I have to go out for a bit. I was relieved he was gone. I slowly packed my clothes and documents. Looking around, I noticed the originally gray, cool decor of the apartment now had many vibrant, new items, and the plants I had been growing on the balcony. Many small, inconspicuous things. But I only took my clothes and documents. The rest wasn't important and could be replaced. Maya sent me a message. Quick. Party. Erase the address. After packing, I called a moving company to take my things to my new rental. I took a taxi to the address Maya sent. It was a new bar. Not a shady crowd, but lively. There was even a pool party outside. Colleagues from a few other departments were there. Our department got along well, without much backstabbing. The atmosphere was lively. Maya suddenly leaned in and gasped. Oh my God. Isn't that Liam? He's here to be the hero. Her voice was a little loud, and our colleagues all looked up to find him. Where? Someone asked. Maya pointed. At the bar. I followed her gaze. So that's why he had left in such a hurry. To play the hero. Liam took off his suit jacket and draped it over Olivia's shoulders, shielding her. It seemed she was being harassed. Liam was a head taller than the other man. His presence heavy and menacing. His eyes were deep and cold. Suddenly, he and the other man started fighting. It was the first time I had seen the usually calm Liam lose control. The man taunted him, and the situation quickly escalated. Liam punched him in the face. A moment later, it stopped. Someone whispered something in the man's ear, and he immediately bowed and apologized. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Liam turned and looked down at Olivia, gently patting her back. It's okay, he murmured. Don't be afraid, a colleague said excitedly. Liam's the hero. Quick, take a picture. I told you he and Olivia were back together. Look, he's fighting for her. Maya sighed. I've been here for 3 years, and this is the first time I've seen this side of him, fighting for his girlfriend. My heart trembled. Just as Liam looked up, his eyes met mine. His eyes were dark. The moment our gazes locked, his face fell. A look of panic flashed in his indifferent eyes. I gave him a small smile. We were not far from each other, but there were many people between us. He tried to make his way towards me, pushing through the crowd, his eyes fixed on me. The crowd was dense, and it took him a while. Maya and I turned and left. He looked panicked. Back at my rental, I opened my laptop and replied to the job offer in my email. I accept. A new email came in quickly. MS. Chloe, welcome aboard. Before I went to sleep, the group chat exploded again. Look at Olivia's social media post. They're really back together. Old flames rekindled. So Liam's type is the harmless, sweet girl. Calm, quiet CEO versus cool, sweet secretary. I ship it. Olivia had posted about Liam in college. At 18, he had run all over the city on a snowy night to buy her the first dessert of the new year. At 19, without any airs or embarrassment about menstruation, he had openly bought her sanitary pads. At 20, he had skipped class for her. At 21, he had been willing to give up his inheritance to start a business with her. But Liam's family had never accepted her, and she had eventually succumbed to their pressure, taking their money and leaving him. In my 2 years with Liam, I was never even publicly acknowledged as his girlfriend. He had openly loved Olivia, and everyone knew it. I closed Olivia's social media page. The mechanical ringing of my phone started again. It was Liam. I hung up, but he called again. I resisted the urge to block him. He was still my boss. After all, I answered, and his voice was cold, with a hint of anxiety. You're not home. Your closet is empty. I don't remember any business trips for you recently. I took a deep breath, trying to stay calm. I moved my clothes. I moved out. Liam's voice trembled. What about your other things? I don't need them, I said. You can throw them all away. Hearing this, Liam's heart started to race with a strange unease. The phrase "I moved out" made his heart tremble. When he had returned home and seen all of Chloe's things still in their usual places, he had felt a momentary sense of relief. But when he couldn't find her and couldn't reach her on the phone, he had panicked. He opened the closet and the nightstand and found her clothes and documents gone. I submitted my resignation. A month later, I officially left. My resignation letter was in a pile of documents that Olivia had submitted. Liam signed them all without a moment's hesitation. His head bowed. In meetings, Chloe used to look at him with such intensity, a gaze full of adoration and admiration. But in this meeting, she just looked down at her notebook, occasionally chatting with the colleague next to her. Her eyes never once rested on him. When she did happen to look up and meet his gaze, there was no love in her eyes. It was as if she were looking at a stranger. It was the first time Liam had lost focus in a meeting. Chloe quickly looked away, without any awkwardness or intention of holding his gaze. It was just an accidental glance. Liam stared at her for a long time. The employees below noticed his distraction and followed his gaze. They saw he was staring at Chloe. His eyes held a strange mix of loss, fear, and nervousness, until Assistant Chin reminded him. Mr. Phone. Liam snapped out of it. After the meeting, Maya linked her arm with mine and whispered, "Why was Liam staring at you just now?" I smiled. "You must have seen wrong. Wasn't Olivia sitting near us?" Maya dismissed the thought and was about to head back to the office with me when a voice called out from behind. "Chloe." I froze and slowly turned. Liam stood there, his thin lips parted. "Come to my office." Maya's eyes widened. I told her to go ahead. In his office, he stared at me without a word. I started to feel numb under his gaze. "Mr. Fong, what is it? Are you still angry?" he asked. "You didn't look at me during the meeting." He sounded almost hurt. I laughed. "What do I have to be angry about? We broke up. Why should I look at you during a meeting? Are you giving a concert?" He paused, then said with difficulty, "That's not what I meant. If there's nothing else, I'll get back to work." I turned to leave. Back at my desk, I received a message from him. "I'll pick you up after work." I ignored it. I didn't think he would openly walk out of the company with me, until it was time to leave. He actually showed up at our department. His tall, straight figure stood in front of my desk again. I was taken aback when I met his narrow, cool eyes. His voice was neither loud nor soft, his Adam's apple bobbing. "Let's go home." A bad feeling washed over me. Several pairs of eyes landed on me, full of gossip, curiosity, and shock. I frowned. "Are you crazy?" I whispered. Then, in a normal voice, I said calmly, "Mr. Fong, Olivia isn't here." He raised an eyebrow, a flicker of something that looked like affection in his eyes. "I'm here to pick up my girlfriend, and the person I'm picking up is you." "Chloe." looking at the various expressions around me, the shock on everyone's faces. I forced a smile. Liam. We broke up. I had never imagined he would announce our relationship in this way, but I didn't need it anymore. I quickly walked out of the office. Liam strode after me. He easily grabbed my arm and pulled me into his arms. I pushed him away forcefully and looked at him coldly. Liam. When I said his name, he stopped abruptly. Chloe's cold tone was like a knife plunging into his chest. The furrow between his brows deepened. I looked at the man in front of me, feeling exhausted, playing with my feelings, then being ambiguous with Olivia. Is it fun? I asked, trying to control my emotions. His brow furrowed, his eyelashes trembling. We broke up. I continued. I don't want anything to do with you, Mr. Fong. I'll be going now. As he stood there, frozen, I left without hesitation. He followed me to my new apartment building. His face panicked. Chloe. I wasn't being ambiguous with Olivia. The whole company was gossiping about them getting back together. I had seen him fight for her with my own eyes. He had given her my promotion to protect her. He didn't believe she had stolen my proposal. He looked at me and explained quickly. You know I wouldn't cheat for anyone. I wouldn't give her the promotion just because she's my ex. And I wouldn't give you special treatment just because you're my girlfriend. I smiled sarcastically. Liam. The whole company is saying you two are rekindling an old flame. They all say you're chasing your ex. As your girlfriend, I have to listen to everyone talking about how perfect you two are for each other. You have no idea how humiliating that feels. I'm your girlfriend, and you would even fight for her in public. Let me tell you, I was never upset that you voted for her. If I lost, I'd accept it. But you were biased towards her. You held an umbrella for her in the rain and took her home. You ordered afternoon tea for our department in your name and let her hand it out to boost her standing. You didn't believe she stole my idea. As a boyfriend, you failed. Liam's voice was choked with emotion, the end of his words trembling. Because that umbrella was hers. And I didn't specifically take her home. She just left some documents in my car. And it wouldn't have been right to let her walk in the rain. As for the afternoon tea, every department had it that day. I had no idea she used my name to hand it out. And that fight, I would have done the same for any employee of the company. I promise. It won't happen again. His blurry boundaries allowed others to trespass. Only with me were the boundaries clear. In 2 years, no one had ever discovered our relationship. It was getting dark, and a light rain began to fall. I quickly went inside and closed the door. Through the gate, I said, word for word, it's raining, Mr. Fong. You should go home. Maya sent me a message. You and Liam were dating. You guys kept it so quiet. I'm so sorry for what I said before. I didn't know you two were together. It wasn't anyone's fault for misunderstanding. Even I thought Liam was deeply in love with Olivia. It's okay. We broke up. It's in the past. The next day at work, no one was talking about Liam and Olivia anymore. Olivia walked past me, her eyes bright. There was no malice, but I felt a sense of triumph from her. She was moving to the director's private office. The department was throwing her a promotion party. It was my last day, so I didn't attend. My contract was officially terminated at the end of the day. Maya said she didn't want to go either. I persuaded her for a long time. She's your boss now. You should go. I've resigned. Today is my last day. After I got home, Maya sent me a message. Liam is here too. He's looking for you. My flight was at night. I didn't stay in the city for a moment longer. As soon as I left the office, I headed for the airport. Next stop, Kenya. I was going to see the Great Migration. When I arrived, my phone was full of missed calls and messages from Liam. Where are you? Chloe, don't ignore me. I'm investigating the proposal issue. I joined a tour group and, after a day of rest, headed to the Masai Mara National Reserve in Kenya. There, I saw millions of wildebeest migrating. From an open-top safari vehicle, I saw lions. They weren't afraid of people and didn't attack. I stayed in Kenya for 2 months, watching the grasslands change color. The day I left, I sent Maya some souvenirs and a few photos. The signal was often bad, so I was barely online. I only posted on social media when I was about to leave for my next destination. After I landed, Maya messaged me. Liam saw your post. He's gone to Kenya too. But by then, I had already landed in Indonesia. When I left Indonesia, I sent Maya more photos and a letter. and posted again. Liam followed me to Indonesia. By the time he arrived, I was on a plane to Iceland. The northern lights appeared. I stood on the vast land, looking up at the sky. A crack opened in the dark night, and a green light shone through, shimmering and moving slowly. It was a beautiful moment, but when I turned around, I felt the beauty was completely shattered. Liam stood behind me, his eyes red. Moisture slowly welled up in them. His eyelashes trembled. His shoulders shook slightly as tears streamed down his face. He called my name softly, his voice hoarse, laced with a sob. Chloe. I smiled, finally letting go. Liam. When you call me that, it feels so distant, he said. I raised an eyebrow. Mr. Fong. But I've already resigned. I realized that when you truly let go, you don't care about much. I didn't hate him or dislike him. It was just an experience, nothing more. The corners of his eyes grew redder. We spoke at the same time. What are you doing here? I miss you so much, he said. We both froze for a moment. He spoke again. Olivia was fired. She was transferred from a branch office. I didn't specifically recruit her. I didn't know it was her until she arrived. She plagiarized your idea. The company investigated and found out. On behalf of the company and myself, I sincerely invite you back. I refused without hesitation. No, thank you, Liam. I don't want to go back. The memories weren't good. I just wanted a new start. I looked up at the aurora. After a moment of silence, he spoke again. Chloe, I'm sorry. Can you give me another chance? I turned, frowning with annoyance. You're very loud. You know that. I just wanted to watch the northern lights in peace. Liam heard the impatience in her voice. Her words, you're very loud. You know that, struck him like a blow, making his chest ache. He couldn't help but tremble. When he saw her from behind, he could tell she had lost weight. The joy of finding her again washed over him. After my trip, I relaxed for a while and joined a new company, Liam's competitor. A competitor on equal footing. 3 years ago, I would never have joined, because I loved him, and I didn't want to be on the opposite side. I just wanted to be by his side. But from him, I learned that I should seek better development for myself, not choose him. Being Liam's competitor. How interesting. But at first, he didn't know I had joined a new company. He started pursuing me again. I refused him every time. The last time, I said a lot. Liam, I find loving you painful. It was a mistake from the beginning. What I cared about was never whether I got the promotion or not, but that you, as my boyfriend, didn't stand by me. You favored her. When I told you I suspected she stole my proposal, your first reaction was that I was a sore loser. You have no idea how humiliating it was for me, as your girlfriend, to listen to our colleagues talk about you two getting back together. We never made it public, so I couldn't even tell people it wasn't true, because I had no standing. I was in more pain then than you are now. Liam closed his eyes, and a tear escaped. He opened them, his eyelashes trembling. I'm sorry. I didn't make it public because I was afraid. Afraid that you would leave me for money too. Afraid that you loved my money and power. Not me. But now, I would rather you loved those things. And I've realized that for you, I can give up all of these material possessions. I smiled but didn't say anything. 3 years later, I saw Liam again. We stood face to face. I was representing my company in negotiations with him. I had become a better person, constantly improving, my career flourishing. Liam looked at me, lost in thought. A slow smile spread across his lips. Chloe, someone asked. Great. Mr. Fong and Ms. Jiang know each other. I gave a small smile. No, we don't. Liam's lips, which had been about to open, closed. He looked at me, his eyes red. When we meet again, we are just strangers.